By the way, here's a video of mine I did 2 weeks ago with AIXBT at $270 million. If you invested around that time, you would be up 2x. I was also talking about AI16Z, which is up 2.2x from the video. And I was also talking about Cerebro, which is up around 60% from the time of me publishing this video. Last but not least is Virtuals, that is up 50% from the time I published this video 2 weeks ago. If you don't want to miss this type of alpha moving further, make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video as well, and put the bell notifications on. A lot of information is actually time sensitive. People who are watching videos first make the most money. Absolutely insane market manipulation just happened yesterday, yet the only sector that is performing right now are AI agents. Today, we'll figure out, should you be buying into AI agents at this stage? What are the plays that are still available to make some money? Is this meta just starting off and we are going to billions and tens of billions of dollars valuation for AI agents? Or are we seeing the death of the meta at this stage, and maybe something else will be coming up quite soon that you should focus your attention and, most importantly, money on? Very important questions for the state of your portfolio coming in the upcoming several months. Without further ado, let's start. First of all, these are the returns of AI agents in the last months in comparison to everything else out there. We can see that AI agents are heavily outperforming everything else on the marketplace right now. Even meme coins are not doing very well right now. We have to figure out, will it actually continue, or maybe agents are going to die out tomorrow and something new will be coming up. Next thing is FTX payout as the potential catalyst for the alt season finally to happen on the current market. The total in payouts is $12 billion, which is crazy. Although it seems like we still would have to wait for several more months until money will eventually start to flow into the accounts, so degens can actually spend this money and buy some beloved altcoins. Very nice meme around the current situation in the marketplace. Just one more shakeout before alt season. It's funny that holders of AI agents, they don't even feel this thing happening. They don't even see how liquidity is leaving everything else, right, and flowing into AI agents. But usually these are the times of the opportunity. And to seize this opportunity, you need to not follow the herd, but understand, project what are the assets that might be doing quite well and take positions in them. Yes, you would have to wait. Yes, you would probably have to bear for some time for your tokens not doing well and underperforming moving into the future. But eventually, you will most likely reap the rewards of your actions. Some more bullish news about AI agents. Solana is essentially creating AI agent platform. It's similar to Pump Fund. Like, you would be able to create your AI agents on Solana in a very short time period, in a very few seconds, right? So it's kind of funny because if you remember, when each and every blockchain out there started to create Pump Fund copies, it was the top for the meme coins out there. Is this the top for AI agents? We will see, because the main competitors in AI agent space are Virtuals and AI16Z, and both of them, what are they doing? They're essentially serving as your pump funds for AI agents out there. They both allow for seamless creation of AI agents. It's like they're selling shovels in a gold rush, right? Ryan Watkins, who is a venture capitalist, saying AI16Z Cerebro Virtuals is shaping up to be Sol Luna Alex of AI agents. Scrolling lower, in the sea of positive comments, we can see one comment from Kyle Samani, who is also a venture capitalist, who's outperformed each and every venture capitalist this cycle, this year. He's saying this is utter nonsense, and you know it. I tend to agree with this because we have to understand how the pumpages of these AI agents essentially are happening. Meme coins out there and assets that don't have underlying utility, based on the money of default crypto market participants, they're usually topping at the market cap around $300 million, right? Right after, something unusual should be happening. It's either should be a listing for a large exchange like Binance, right? Something we've seen with Peanut, with Mudan, with essentially Giga happening as well, or on Coinbase too, listing on Coinbase. And there should be VC money. VC's money are something that are pushing the assets from $300 million in market cap into billions, which is exactly something we're seeing with Virtuals protocol. The reason Virtuals went up like crazy is because they gave out a bunch of coins to VCs at around $200 to $300 million market cap. VCs just held and they just pumped the price of the whole thing. And right now they are where? Right, you are correct. They are in distribution phase, which means that they are taking profits off the faces of retail that thinking that buying into virtuals at this stage is nice. I do think that we're seeing the same thing happen with AI16Z as well. It is very, very hard to push any asset out there without VC money to these type of levels. This is something that happens with AI agents. And I do think one additional point around this theory is that it's kind of easier to fool people with AI agents because they think like, oh, this is new technology. I will show you today why most of this stuff right here is vaporware, and unfortunately is crazy overvalued at this stage. And I do think that we are due for a very, very large correction at these stages. Also, a very, very interesting piece of statistics. Each and every time you go on Velo and you check out the most performing tokens on a weekly basis, AI-XBT is often there. For the last several weeks, it's just always, which is essentially the largest AI agent by virtuals that is available today. We will dig deeper into it. We will dig deeper into all of these things today, and I will tell you what exactly is happening. Digging deeper into AI-XBT. AI-XBT is essentially an AI agent that is sharing alpha information on crypto topics on X, right? And what they did, they kind of essentially hacked the algorithm of X in the first place, which actually made them the X account of the year, according to Messari Crypto. According to Messari Crypto, the X account of the year is an AI agent built on virtuals. We are sharing, which is AI-XBT. This one is a very, very interesting take. This is Udi, a founder of Quantum Cats on BTC. What he did, he essentially paid $250K to get access to the terminal of AI-XBT, and he persuaded it. Maybe he just paid, right? Because this thing also has the founder. The founder is the one who's essentially benefiting from everything happening around this coin out there. But nonetheless, he persuaded AI-XBT to put his NFT as a profile picture on X, and his collection definitely went up in price slightly, not much, but with the continuation of the hype of this thing, it will probably continue as well. Does it feel like top to you? Someone paying $250K so AI agent will essentially change the profile picture to the NFT? We'll see. Very, very interesting piece of information to focus on as well. This small screenshot is essentially showing that AI-XBT actually flipped gold. Right now, the market cap of AI-XBT is larger than the market cap of gold, and it's definitely something that makes sense in the first place because gold is just sharing random stuff on Twitter no one cares about, right? And AI-XBT is sharing alpha on certain coins, but it's very, very important to understand and see, will this alpha be able to sustain itself? When people just start to, not like pricing, but they will just stop caring what AI-XBT actually has to say on a certain topic. I do think that recently we've seen smaller capital inflows about some things that AI-XBT is essentially talking about. This is also the list of top X accounts out there, and AI-XBT is definitely leading by mindshare right here. Something to add is that we are seeing widest lead ever seen on crypto Twitter influence by AI-XBT. AI-XBT likely redefines the whole distribution power balance between machine and agents versus human. AI-XBT will start getting significant airdrops in the yep to earn meta. We'll talk about this as well, but essentially it's when you're talking about certain projects and you're farming the airdrop of the projects moving further. And AI-XBT will definitely talk about these projects. It just called in the first place to be able to farm these airdrops. AI-XBT will start competing in Yapper leaderboards for public rewards, no under table deals. Very interesting as well. AI-XBT will start investing in seed rounds, something that might be happening too. And this is, to be honest, this might be the most bullish narrative that is present for the AI agents out there currently. This is the reason of why AI16Z is pumping as well. But I will prove to you today that a lot of this is speculation at this stage. Absolutely crazy chart on AI-XBT, right? Very, very strong chart out there. Buying right now, I would say you have to be really, really cautious. If this will be picked up by VCs, it might essentially be pushed higher. Although the Manda project, which is virtuals at this stage, is around $3 billion market cap. So I would say to be careful with this thing. The cost of AI-XBT's terminal access is now $250,000. AI-XBT will be seeing you tiers soon. This is essentially about the fact that the founder of Quantum Cats was able to persuade the AI-XBT to change profile picture for $250,000. Maybe, just maybe, he just contacted the dev, and they've just changed the profile picture, right? How AI-XBT can make millions in 2025. Kaito airdrop, licensing its tag, sponsored tweets, 100%, X creator payments, it will be receiving X creator payments, 100%, projects ambassador roles, Kaido partner project drops, investing in top seed rounds, promoting NFT projects via PFP, subscription terminal memberships. It's essentially about the fact that this AI agent can really be generating a lot of revenue in 2025. Thus far, I think we've just seen the payout for the change of the profile picture. I think it's just one of the first things that are yet might be happening for this one moving further. Some piece of fun on AI-XBT. People seem unaware AI-XBT merely scrapes and aggregates data from a few 100,000 resources and accounts. Yes, it's good, but also very easy to contaminate that data. It doesn't just come out of the ether. You can get it to tweet any shitcoin with just a few accounts. So this case is essentially about the fact that AI-XBT can be hacked. If some larger accounts would essentially start to push certain coin out there, AI-XBT will probably start to push this coin out there as well. Obviously, this is probably the case that people would be able to find workaround around, right? Essentially, the developers themselves want something like this would be happening, but this is just this interesting take. To sum up everything around AI-XBT, I do think that valuations might be inflated at the current levels. I do think that things might be overvalued for the things that this thing is doing right now at this stage, right? I do think that people are essentially trying to front run things, but the only thing that they're front running is essentially the crazy valuation out there. I do think that we might be seeing a correction for the sector coming quite soon, right? And maybe right after, more people will essentially be scooping up some supply on this correction. Right after, we'll be seeing a new leg up. Overall, AI-XBT does not do a lot around these levels. It's definitely better than Cerebro and then Gold, right, which is the first iterations of these agents. But we will dive deeper into the whole virtuals ecosystem, what they were doing, and we will try to figure out what are the projects that are really worth investing, what can be there for a longer amount of time, or maybe everything is just vaporware, it's just the new psyop, the new meta to lure your money out of your pockets into the pockets of insiders and developers, and right after it will be just dying out and we will be seeing new meta coming up. And then next we are moving into the topic of AI16Z. We have to understand what is the difference between all of them. AI16Z is essentially at this stage an open source GitHub repository where anyone can go in, copy it, and develop their own AI agent out there. This is the functionality that is provided by AI16Z. The actual cryptocurrency, the coin, is not connected through the utility-wise to this repository in any way. So it's just the speculation on this repository essentially going higher in price and essentially growing in price, moving further as well, and some other things that we will talk on as well. Virtuals, from other point of view, has the ecosystem. They're pretty much similar to AI16Z. They also provide software to be able to develop the own AI agents for the market participants out there. It's just that the token actually has utility within this ecosystem. The simple example is that in order to create AI agent on virtuals platforms, you actually have to burn some coin out there. That's why essentially the speculation is that the price of the coin should be going higher. Simple explanation is that they are pump fund in the world of AI agents. There are two different pump funds in the world of AI agents. And the more simpler explanation is essentially these two companies, they're selling shovels during the gold rush, right? Everyone wants to develop their own AI agent. And these two projects, they are selling the infrastructure in a way because AI16Z is just a speculation. It does not have any connection to the coin out there in terms of how the thing operates, because the repository, the folder which you're using to create AI agents yourself, is free out there. Some news about AI16Z. Making progress on an automated news show. So they essentially announcing that they will be doing updates on AI16Z development and AI agents with the automated news show as well. Blockchain powered AI agent platform AI16Z reaches 1.5 billion market cap. Yeah, it actually almost tapping $2 billion currently, which is definitely the job of VCs out there, because as mentioned, things are not jumping to billions in valuations without the presence of the VCs out there. It's interesting that they kind of reaching the market caps of top meme coins, right? And right after what we have seen, they entered a multi-month giant accumulation, giant correction ranges. Crypto market so unbelievably inefficient. There was a time Dollars the Bully, which was just pushed by the influencers out there, flipped AI16Z, Retario. And the post from November 20, one of these guys who bought the top of on AI16Z tried to red widen the chart to buy bully. Some bullish chart comparison that the AI16Z is about to enter the parabolic run up, same as virtuals. They're definitely the same, and I will be sharing some tweets where we would be seeing that virtuals is actually copying a lot of what AI16Z essentially was doing, which means that AI16Z as a software is definitely quite better in terms of as a team in the first place. And like user experience on virtuals is a bit weird as well. We would essentially see and talk about this platform too. Speculation about this chart is that AI16Z should be essentially entering the same type of ascending movement as the virtuals did quite recently, surging up to $3 billion in market cap. Something I cannot mention is Zerebro, which is another AI agent. Zerebro is essentially the influencer scam. It does not do nothing. It just tries to copy everything and anything that other agents are doing just to get larger in the market cap. But you kind of can speculate that Virtuals is trying to do the same thing. But Zerebro is just the worst case out of them. It's just pure influencer scam, like a scammy meme coin launch out there. They're just farming the audiences and do nothing. We are building Sentience.xyz, a consumer-facing launchpad for agents. This is something we have been ideating on for several months, and we are excited to finally announce it and how it fits into Zerebro. This is essentially the developer of Zerebro. We can also see some critique right after. Zerebro dev getting so desperate to find mindshare again, so they are launching a launchpad that they have been working on for months. From one point of view, yeah, it's definitely bearish and it definitely feels like top. From other point of view, you kind of want the developer of the project that you invested to try to constantly focus on things that are kind of in focus, pumping, if he can reach the same level of development as other projects that are pumping right now. Zerebro has officially flipped gold right here as well. You can see it in the market caps, which also happened, right? And Zerebro is essentially living this triangle pattern right now. I think it's slightly higher in terms of the market cap, and some people expect the continuation of the price action right here. Would I advise to buy it at these levels? Nah, like I won't say so, because there are so many people who are sitting on giant bags and they will be selling at a certain point of time. I would say the upside here is quite limited at these levels. Last but not least, we're coming to Virtuals, which is the AI agents ecosystem on Base. It's quite interesting that on Base, nothing is happening except meme coins. Meme coins kind of died, and right now the only thing that is happening on Base is Virtuals. Base is definitely benefiting from at least something happening on the chain. The top 3 meme coins over the last 24 hours are all on Virtual. Satoshi AI agent by Virtual Saint 112%, Luna by Virtuals 43%, Velvet Unicorn by Virtuals is 30%. I was actually sharing Velvet Unicorn very early out there. I think I was sharing it about a month ago at a very low market cap. Congrats if you actually bought and if you held through all this time. Should you build on Base or Solana? Why? This is the co-founder of Virtuals sharing his opinion that essentially he likes to build on Base more because of the growth rate. Because essentially more and more people start to use Base, and he just likes the growth rate. From one point of view, definitely makes sense. From other point of view, I would just say that most of the market is already onboarded on Solana, and Base, more and more people essentially getting onboarded to Base because of the Virtuals, right? And most of the market is already onboarded on Solana, so it might be just not a 100% metric to focus on. Although with outperformance of Ethereum moving into 2025 that the market expects, it actually might be a pretty nice bet. Virtuals is the best example of why friction equals opportunity. I don't want to bridge to Base. There is no photon. I can't set limit orders as easily. The UI sucks. AI is a fad. Every single excuse the timeline made was a gift to be early and not have thousands of soldiers dumping on you. This story is far from done and will always repeat itself. Expect to see similar things during the early abstract days. Be curious, be chain agnostic. Very nice take, definitely. There were a bunch of objections that people had in terms of essentially doing something with Virtuals, doing something with Base that allowed for these pumpages in the market cap. Because if it would happen on Solana initially, everyone would just buy right away and they will cheat everything right away as well, and nothing will be happening out of it. Virtuals actually flipped render, which is crazy if you think about that. Nothing crazy from my point of view, because one vaporware just flipped other vaporware. And if you want to essentially think about the utility of both virtuals and AI16Z from the point of view of creating their own AI agents, the core underlying issue is that anyone can actually go and talk to ChatGPT and create for free AI agent himself as well, right? And most of these agents, what are they doing? They're just setting prompts up to ChatGPT and to other LLMs themselves, and they're just posting this information on X. It's not revolutionary, just giant fugazi that people are kind of betting on. Something that really can essentially be valued a bit more is the fact that if this thing would be able to earn money, and if this thing would be able to trade, to invest in early startups itself, in early projects, and trade on the market as well, which AI16Z claims to implement. It's not ready right now. They claim to be testing it currently, right? No one knows when it will essentially be live and if it will be live, right? The vision with AI16Z is that, for example, anyone would be able to launch their own AI agent, right? They will probably just pay a certain percentage to be able to run their own version of AI16Z, which will be invested on their behalf. Yes, this is the real utility, and this one will definitely be valued at a way larger market caps, right? AI16Z kind of can go in the same direction, and with virtuals constantly copying what AI16Z is doing, definitely might be happening. AI16Z was also showing something on virtuals yesterday. Virtuals agents currently doing 1 million daily revenue. FTX money probably ends up in high narrative projects like this. 100% agree with this take. You can also see that it only got 100 views, which is very, very low, right? But the issue with this thing is that FTX money will end up in the narrative that will be the most present during the time where FTX money will be getting on the market. The chance that virtuals will be at the top by that time, which is several months from now, I would say it's very, very low. Virtuals is a textbook example of fake it till you make it, because they are really faking it. Key equals capitalize fast and be the first mover. This is not me hating, but simply observing. It all started after GOAT, which is the first AI agent out there, happened, and they get attention, Luna being the first. So after the GOAT happened, virtuals essentially created their own AI agent that was Luna. But in fact, Luna was a pseudo-adult content creator for Sims on TikTok. They copied GOAT fast and brought Luna content to X, but people were and still are not impressed by her content, hence why it isn't valued number one despite being the first. Luna unfortunately did not do that well, but the team is smart. As for their really limited agent launchpad, they paired all of it with virtual tokens. Besides that, top 10% of wallets of 80% of supply. They own 80% of supply. Nobody gives a shit because it made the price pump a lot. And well, price equals king always, and it shows. Price up, good tech, attention. 100% works everywhere. Because of this, they were able to attract devs to tokenize their agent, plus launch on the platform. Why? Well, it's easy for them because the attention and volume is there. It's essentially the virtuals platform and in basic ecosystem. But all of the top agents do not use the framework. If it wasn't for AIXBT agent, virtuals wouldn't be here today. They even call it AIXBT by virtuals, while virtuals is nothing else than a DeFi protocol. In this case, before shifting, it was only using waifu tag to tokenize and launch adult AI agent content creators like OnlyFun, lol. So why I'm telling you this? Well, I admire how they capitalize on the whole meta and have done a really good job. But it also shows us that it doesn't mean that virtual is unbeatable. In fact, I believe the Solana frameworks are fundamentally way better and will outcompete in the long run. But especially in base, there is a lot of room to capture market share, as virtuals currently seem as the only big player there. For now, nothing is happening on base, and that's why they essentially dominate base, therefore they're dominating Ethereum ecosystem at this stage. General question: which agents in the top of virtual ecosystem in terms of market cap were actually built using virtuals game framework outside of Luna? AIXBT was not actually built using virtuals tag. Very interesting, very interesting. Virtuals coded. By far the absolute worst front end I've ever seen for a 10, probably soon to be 11-figure protocol. Sometimes the smarter tech has the dumpest user experience. Truly, if you open up the website of virtuals, it's not that great. So, to sum up the whole thing, I do believe we are seeing a certain version of the gold rush currently. I do believe that things are crazy overvalued. Currently, like, partially, I'm seeing myself as someone who missed meme coins and is just like kind of like shitting on meme coins out there. And this is definitely something that is happening. I can say I largely missed the AI wave, although at some points I probably had more profits than 99% of people who are trying to play this narrative out there, right? I definitely missed this narrative myself initially, and I'm just sharing my honest thought process and thoughts at this stage of the market. I do think that the meta might be overextended at this stage. I do think that people are too overly excited. I do think that most people don't understand what exactly these AI agents are and what exactly is happening. I do think it's just a very, very smart fugazi that is happening with multiple parties out there farming people for money. And because of the fact that they're essentially benefiting from it, they're just silent. They're not trying to expose each other much. Although we're definitely seeing some bad things being said about virtuals, mainly is because they were able to milk the market better than others, and that's why others are essentially salty and they try to expose, pretty much talking shit about the virtuals protocol in the first place. This is 100% something that is happening out there. I would be very, very cautious if you're playing AI agents at this stage. I do think that volume might stay there for quite some time if you're playing some lower caps, and there are definitely some money to be made. Overall, if you're just a default investor on the marketplace, I would just focus on things that did not run much. I would even focus on altcoins currently, to be honest with you, because one of the thoughts that I had is that meme coins were a nice psyop to lure people out of alts. And right now we're seeing the same thing happen with AI agents, and it's even a better psyop because people kind of see the AI agent as alts. But guys, in a month from now, you will face huge desperation out there. You would see things as they are. You would see that most of this stuff is vaporware. It's overvalued. It should not be valued at the amounts that it is valued at currently. Although $1 million in revenue is like how much? It's 360 millions in revenue on a yearly basis, right? And even with just a default multiplier of 10x, it's already $3 billion, which is exactly the valuation of virtuals at this stage. The real question is whether or not they will be able to sustain $1 million in revenue on a daily basis. And Pump Fund definitely was able to sustain it for quite some time. With virtuals, I do believe that the exhaustion will be coming very soon, and it will be coming quicker this time, right? Thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you a happy new year, happy New Year's Eve as well. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Stay healthy and rich.